What's up, everybody? This is Read the Bible with me. I'm Stan Jr., and today we're looking at chapter 22 of the book of Deuteronomy. Now, if you're new here, go ahead and click subscribe to this video or to this channel anyway, and turn on your notification bell. It'll let you know every time I post a new video, which is every single day. And if you're a Bible Club member, go ahead and make your presence known. Like this video first, like, and then leave a comment below. You could even leave a white flag that lets me know that you've watched the video and that you were here, all right? So let's get started with chapter 22. Now, this is Moses speaking to the children of Israel. He's kind of adding different little laws to the society to help them have a cohesive society. And so they may seem sharp and harsh, but remember, they're also living in and around the presence of God. So they have to tread very carefully lest they die or, the whole country be put away because they've ruined, or not ruined, but disrespected or dishonored the presence of God. And so we see in chapter 22, verse 1, it says, "You shall not see your brother's ox or his sheep going astray and ignore them. You shall take them back to your brother. And if he does not live near you and you do not know who he is, you shall bring it home to your house, and it shall stay with you until your brother seeks it. Then you shall restore it to him, and you shall do the same with his donkey or with his garment or with any lost thing of your brother's, which he loses and you find. You may not ignore it. You shall not see your brother's donkey or his ox fallen down by the way and ignore them. You shall help him to lift them up again. A woman shall not wear a man's garment, nor shall a man put on a woman's cloak. For whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord your God." And so what this is talking about here is, it is talking about clothes, but it's not only talking about clothes. We're talking about the why behind things. God is not petty. And so Moses is bringing this up because he's trying to say, why would you want to assume the role of a man? Why would you want to assume the role of a woman? Because God has created you equal, and God has given you positions, and God wants you to do this thing together, not one taking the position of the other. And so how God created you is how he intended for you to be. And so he wants you to assume the role in the society, right? Because it can't be just about clothes, because the Irish people like the men's with kilts be like, what am I? They don't think that they're assuming the role of a woman. So it's also, of course, to the society. But more importantly, God is always talking about something, an overarching idea, meaning why are you unsatisfied with who God created you to be? And also, why are you assuming the man's role? It's more important. That's what it's talking about there. It says, if you come across a bird's nest in any tree or on the ground with young ones or eggs, and the mother sitting on the young ones and eggs, you shall not take the mother with the young. You shall let the mother go, but the young you may take for yourself, that it may go well with you, and that you may live long. So he's talking about decency there. And then when you build a new house, you shall make a parapet for your roof, that you may not bring the guilt of blood upon your house if anyone should fall from it. Talking about, some guardrails and safety around the home. And then he says, you shall not sow your vineyard with two kinds of seeds, lest the whole yield be forfeited. That word forfeited there is become holy. And says, the crop that you have sown and the yield of the vineyard. You shall not plow with an ox and a donkey together. You shall not wear cloth of wool and linen mixed together. So we see that God is trying to say to them, the overarching idea here is to be holy, meaning to be different. So whatever the world is totally agreeing on, you've got to question it as a believer. You've got to question it as a holy person. You've got to say, okay, is this something that I need to take part in? Because everybody in the world is agreeing with this. It's called the zeitgeist, the way of the world, or the temperature of the world, what the world is thinking, what everybody's kind of agreeing on. We have to push back sometimes and say, no, we are holy people, and that means we are different and we are unique. He says, you shall make for yourself tassels on your four corners of the garment with which you cover yourself. Then verse 13, if any man takes a wife and goes into her and then hates her and accuses her of misconduct and brings a bad name upon her, saying, I took this woman, and when I came near her, I did not find her evidence of virginity, then the father of the young woman and the mother shall take and bring out the evidence of her virginity to the elders of the city in the gate, and the father of the young woman shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter to this man to marry, and he hates her. And behold, he has accused her of misconduct, saying, I did not find in your daughter evidence of virginity. And yet this is the evidence of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloak before the elders of the city. Then the elders of that city shall take the man and whip him, beat him, and they shall fine him 100 shekels of silver and give them to the father of the young woman, because he has brought a bad name upon the virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He may not divorce her all his days. But if the thing is true that the evidence of the virginity was not found in the young woman, and that they shall bring out the young woman, of course now for lying and for saying she was a virgin, she wasn't, to the door of her father's house, and men of the city shall stone her to death with the stones, because she has done an outrageous thing in Israel. In Israel, that's a very important point for society, in that society, by whoring in her father's house. So you shall purge the evil from your midst. If a man is found lying with the wife of another man, both of them shall die, the man who lay with the woman and the woman. So you shall purge the evil from Israel, right? And then it says, if there is a betrothed virgin and a man meets her in the city and lies with her, then you shall bring them both out to the gate of the city, and you shall stone them to death with stones, because the young woman did not cry out for help. She was in the city, and the man because he violated his neighbor's wife. So she was enjoying what was happening, and she didn't call out for help, so he wasn't raping her, and so they both shall be stoned. But if in the open country a man meets a young woman who is betrothed, and the man seizes her and lies with her, then only the man who lay with her shall die. But you shall do nothing to the woman. She has committed no offense punishable by death. And so what it's saying is when you see that moment that happens with Jesus in the New Testament, where the Pharisees bring this woman for lying with different men, but they don't bring the men. They are breaking the law. You must bring the man and the woman, according to the law here that they follow, that they abide by. You must bring the man and the woman to be stoned. And that's why Jesus said, well, which of you are, without sin, you can cast the first stone. Go ahead. She probably slept around with some of them. And so they brought her, but they didn't bring the men. And so that was breaking the law. Jesus knew that because he knew the Old Testament. And so he said, I know you're supposed to stone them. Where's the man at? You understand? Jesus knew the game. They're hypocrites. He says, but you shall do nothing to the woman. She has committed no offense punishable by death. For this case is like that a man attacking and murdering his neighbor, because he met her in the open country, and though the betrothed young woman cried for help, there was no one there to rescue her. If a man meets a virgin who is not betrothed and seizes her and lies with her, and they are found, then the man who lay with her shall give to the father of the young woman 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he has violated her. He may not divorce her all his days. It's my son. And a man shall not take his father's wife. That means lay with his father's wife, so that he does not uncover her father's nakedness. And that's a direct parallel quote from Genesis, when Ham uncovered his father's nakedness, meaning he laid with his father's wife. That's why Ham was cursed. That's what that meant there. No, it's crazy. I'm going to leave you right there and think about that. Chapter 22 of the book of Deuteronomy. We just read it. Thank God for my Bible Club members that keep all this going. Praise God for you. Your $10 a month are sending Bibles to persecuted Christians. Sending Bibles. I know it's not a lot of money to you, but let me tell you something. When that persecuted Christian, when that believer in Cuba or in North Korea or in Libya receives their Bible because of your donation, you don't understand. They can't go up to Walmart and get a Bible. Walmart is it's a secular company. It's not a Christian company, and they still sell Bibles. How about Apple? They're a secular company, but they still allow you to buy Bible apps on their phone. So it's very important that these are luxuries that we have. And when you give $10 a month, we are giving these Bibles each month to people around the world who can't and don't have the Christian liberties we fight for and that we live for and that we have in America. So I'm praying that you would commit to do that. Just click the link below in my description, click my website, then click become a patron on the website, and you'll be able to give $10 a month to support this ministry. Thank you so much for doing that, and thank you for reading with me each day. Next time I see you, we'll be reading chapter 23 of the book of Deuteronomy. All right, God bless you. I'll see you next time. Peace.